What's up, everyone? This is Mayan Gordon. We are back live here on LinkedIn, streaming to YouTube and to Facebook as well. And honestly, I just wanted to come on today and hopefully entertain you guys a little bit. I'm here to answer any questions. If you've got any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments, whether those questions are about influencer marketing, social media, brand building, business coaching, anything in between, life in general. But what I wanted to come on and what I hope to entertain you with are some stories around my entrepreneurship journey. And I've been thinking, I don't know why my brain's been thinking this way today, but it's been looking at lots of different things today and thinking, entrepreneurship's kind of like that. I just posted a video to my LinkedIn page where I shared a video from TikTok. I'll actually pull it up here and then do a screen share with you guys. And I was thinking, entrepreneurship's a lot like this cup. When it's turned on its side, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks pretty normal. Looks like kind of every other old cup. But then you turn it facing frontwise, and it looks kind of crazy. It looks all bubbly. It might get you drunk, but also a little bit gassy. So I'll show you guys that video here a second, because I think entrepreneurship's that same way. It looks great from the outside. Looks like it might be a lot of fun. Looks like you might have some great times. But it also might make you kind of sick to your stomach. It might also give you stress or headaches or all these other things that come along with entrepreneurship. All right, pulling it up here. Let's see, go to Google Chrome. Oh, fun. Okay, let's see. Which tab did that open? This one. Okay. Let's see. This will work. I rarely do screen shares here on StreamYard, so hopefully this is working for you guys. There we go. There's my profile. It's popping up. Give it a sec to load. Okay, and here's that video. Hopefully everything plays normally here. Give it a sec. Give it a sec. So as you can see, starting out looks like a pretty normal cup, but then you turn it, it's got all these crazy different, areas where the liquid can fill up. So I thought entrepreneurship's, a lot like that. And then I started thinking entrepreneurship's a lot like a whole bunch of other things as well. And that got me looking through some of my own pictures. I've got pictures back from when I just started entrepreneurship. And it's really fun going back through them and being able to think of all these stories, think of all these things I thought entrepreneurship was going to be like, and then realizing what it's really like. Okay, let's see if I can, there we go, figure out how to change that. So I'm just going to pull up some pictures and tell you guys some stories about them. Let's go ahead and share screen again. Let's see how this works if I pull this up, if it'll show. Also, if you're watching right now, thanks so much. I appreciate you. Go ahead and leave a comment. What is one thing that you're grateful for today? Especially as we, get closer to the end of the year, it's really, really important to be focused on gratitude so you don't get in a place of wishing and feeling despaired that your life isn't, one particular way. The fact is, we're all alive on this planet. We all have an incredible amount of opportunity and an incredible amount of things to be grateful for. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just share the entire screen so you guys can see what's going on. Okay, it's going to do infinite screens here in a sec. There we go. All right, so here is the first photo, and entrepreneurship's a lot like the first tattoo you get. You guys, this is the tattoo that is underneath. If you look at my, oh, actually I changed my LinkedIn profile, but for the longest time I had my LinkedIn profile showing my all black lion tattoo. That tattoo was a cover up for this tattoo, which is a combo of a lion and a tiger. It's got tiger coloring, but it looks like a lion. I thought it was an awesome tattoo starting out, and then I realized that I could do much better, and there were much better artists and much better tattoos to get out there. So I went ahead and I got that covered up with a much better lion that I got a lot of compliments on. I really did like a lot better, but I wasn't fully satisfied with, and so then I covered that up with the full sleeve tattoo. So the lion is all gone. It no longer exists, and now we got the full sleeve, the full jungle pattern sleeve. So, entrepreneurship's a lot like that too. When you start out, At first you're like, man, I'm crushing it. I'm so good at this business thing. I'm so great at this entrepreneurship thing. And then you realize you actually had so much to learn in that first version that you were so proud of. Now that you've evolved and you've advanced is not quite what you wanted it to be. All right, let's go ahead and check out the next picture here. Okay, so this is a picture back when we lived out of our RV, the 19-foot Dodge Coachman Class C RV. This is when we had just Hershey, who, oh my God, I can't believe how young she looks. Now she's got all gray hair. All this black is pretty much gray on her face, and she got a lot fatter over the years. And then this is Shep, who is our lab who passed away, but who I raised as a guide dog for the blind in high school. These were our only 2 dogs when we lived in the RV. We've got 4 dogs now for anyone who's keeping track and counting. So here's a picture of what that looked like. I've got quite a few pictures from the RV days that I found. Here is what the back of the RV looked like. This is where we lived. In back here, this is technically one of the beds. Of course, we didn't sleep on it. We used it to keep all of our stuff. We moved everything that we ever owned into this RV in a single night and then left the next morning when we got this RV. So we pretty much shoved it all in. It was kind of gross, kind of disgusting. We lived out of this thing for months and months, and it just had everything that it possibly could have that we owned in it. As you can see, it's also not very big. Very, very cramped and small. So here's another side of the RV. This is where the kitchen was, but the water didn't work, the stove didn't work. So it was basically just a countertop. Nothing worked in this RV except for the engine. And here you guys can see the airsoft BBs, the famed diffuser beads. So we would literally buy these not only in bulk from the one place in California where we sourced airsoft BBs, but we also would legitimately just go to Sports Authority and Big Five and buy their retail airsoft BBs, repackage them, rebrand them, mark them up, and flip them. So it just goes to show you, you don't have to have anything at all to be an entrepreneur, to be good at sales, to be good at business. You just have to have that will and that drive and some creativity. All right, let's check out the next one. Here's another one from the RV. So you can see Hershey right there, and you can see Shep. When we would leave the RV, we would hook them up like this, because if we didn't, you guys saw all the stuff in the back that they would get into. They would get all into that stuff, tear up our clothes, tear up our items, tear up our work-related things. So we had to keep them locked up while we were out and about, and they were stuck in here. They, of course, had enough room to get on the chairs and relax on the chairs. They had a knack for getting themselves all twisted up, but it worked out really well, except for that one time Shep had diarrhea and diarrheaed everywhere all over the 2 front seats. That was a definite backfire. Here's also a picture I wanted to show you how skinny we were from not eating. So Ben's showing his guns, but also in a kind of mocking sense, because we both knew how skinny we were at the time and malnourished, and you can see a lot of his bones kind of in there. Now, after the RV, we had the truck in the rooftop tent that we lived out of. That's this setup here. This is after we moved back up to Seattle, after we were there for quite a bit. I think it was like 6 months to a year that we lived out of that house. Then we bought this truck and we got this rooftop tent, and we went on more adventures. And I'll show you a little bit more about this truck camper setup. And again, this red truck and rooftop tent is a lot like entrepreneurship. Seems like a whole lot of fun. You've got great ideas for how to make it work, but then in reality, it's a little bit more messy, a little bit more complicated than you originally planned for. So we had that rooftop tent on top of a custom built kind of framework in bed that we had. So we built this custom rooftop tent deck or cover for our truck. And so we built it, actually Ben built it entirely out of wood. And then everything underneath here, that's where we stored all of our business stuff, all of our diffuser beads stuff. So I'll show you guys a picture. We basically moved all of our work stuff, which looked like this. These were all of our work goodies, including our printer, including all our jars, all our beads. We fit into these boxes, and then we put all those boxes inside this area where we had the cover for the rooftop tent. So everything was in there. When we would do work on a daily basis, we would just pull out these boxes, find the right ones, get our work knocked out, put it all away, and then be set for the next day. Took a lot of time, you guys. Took a lot of time, but we really didn't have much else going on in our life, so it was totally cool. Here's a picture of me standing in front of the truck before we put the rooftop tent on there, but as we were building the cover and the frame for that. Oh, this brings back so many great memories and struggles at the same time. So here's what it looked like when the rooftop tent was open, and the tailgate was down. You can still see all the boxes inside there. You can also see Hershey and Duke out front with our truck, or out in the back, really. Here's another picture of it from the side. So I had this little ladder. That's how you got into it. You climbed in through here, and we would just hang out in there, and it was really fun. A lot of times people would walk by and like talk, they'd be like, oh, look at that thing. That's so crazy. And they didn't know that we were inside. So we got to kind of have our own little private space where we peeped on people and just got to relax and not have to worry about everyone watching us, and just, you know, get to chill out in our tent, which was super nice. What's up, Annie? What's up, Adam? What's up, Arif? Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching today. Here's one more picture of the rooftop tent. Sometimes it wouldn't sit completely flat. There'd be a little tilt. There were all these issues, you know, when it rained, even though you can see it's got the rain cover right here, it would still get wet, and then you'd fold it up on itself, and then it would get stinky, and that's eventually why we had to move out of this living situation. Is as the rain came, it was not a viable option. Just a couple more pictures here. Here's one of me. I've been showing you a couple of Ben. Wanted to show you one of me. Pretty much all of my pictures from back in the day are of me holding or cuddling a dog. So there's Duke. Here's one with Duke just chilling out and laying in the back with Hershey as well. We made sure to always make it super comfy for our dogs. They were kind of like our children and our main priority. I think it was really helpful for us when we were homeless to have our dogs, even though they were expensive, and certainly we would have liked some of that time to have spent the money on their dog food, on food for us. But just knowing that you're taking care of another creature, seeing their happiness that isn't tempered by knowing that you're homeless or whatever the situation that you're in, that you're aware of as a human being, that makes you feel bad about your life. The dogs don't have that same amount of, you know, shame or that caring about what other people think. And so just getting to be around their kind of pure happiness of, oh my God, we're going on a walk. Oh my God, today's the best day ever. Like, that makes you feel really good when you've got kind of nothing else. So that was super, super helpful for us. And then here's a picture of Ben catching a fish when we didn't have any other food to eat. So we went to this park where we knew they stocked the pond with fish. We caught a couple and cooked them up on the grill at the park. You can also see his nice farmer's tan right there. And then just two more pictures of Ben, as this was towards the end of us staying in the rooftop tent. And you could see he was getting kind of haggardly, didn't have any shaving razors. We were pretty dirty at the time as well, from what I remember. And you can see here, this is a bad photo because camera phones weren't that great. This is probably back like 2013, 2012, 2014, right around then. He's got a plastic glove on his hand because he's about to try like the level 10 super, I don't know if it's like the ghost pepper hot sauce or what they call it, but it's like the mega spiciest hot sauce. They made him sign a waiver before he tried this hot sauce with some wings, and they require that you put on a glove because if it touches your skin, it will burn you. So that was a lot of fun, and we got to do a lot of like just really fun adventures and things. Even when we were homeless, even when we were in bad situations, we made sure to always have a lot of fun and get to experience, you know, things that encouraged us. And that, I think, is one of the things people miss out on at, honestly, the more successful stages of entrepreneurship, is they forget that, you know, it's not just about getting to that next milestone. It's not just about accomplishing that goal. It's about experiencing things. How can you use the success that you're building in your business to experience more amazing things in life? Because that's why we're all here, right? It's not to, by the time we die, have it written on our tombstone, made $500 million. Like, that's not our goal. Our goal is to do and experience amazing things in the limited lifespan that we're given. And I think a lot of us get caught up when we're in entrepreneurship in the grind of it, in the staying up till 2 a.m. days and making sure that, you know, that client gets that piece of material on time, or making sure that we get 3 new clients. But if you're missing out on the part of life that is incredibly special, not more special than any of the other parts, but at least equally special in terms of experiencing what life has to offer. Even sometimes if you don't like what life has to offer, getting to at least experience it and know that for yourself, I think is really special. Like, I'm going to go skydiving one day, not because I think I'll enjoy it, although I'm sure I'll be surprised and I will, not because I really want to, but because why wouldn't I want to experience and at least see what it's like? I want to know what it's like to fall from the sky. Again, not because I think I'll at the end of it be like, that was the coolest thing ever, although I might, because I've watched enough videos to know that's how a lot of people respond who are afraid of heights, who don't want to go at first. But I've also been on enough roller coasters to know that I don't do well with the up and down a lot. I don't do super well on airplanes when they take off and when they land. When they're up in the air, that's fine. But the takeoff and the landing part makes my tummy uncomfortable. So I imagine doing that at a much faster speed is also going to be unpleasant to some degree. But I still want to experience it. Same thing with trying new foods. I'll totally try new foods of things I think that I even don't love, that I know I don't like. For example, I don't like eggplant, you guys. I know this for a fact. I've tried it many times. But I am not willing to miss out on that one eggplant dish that I do enjoy because I've already tried these other eggplant dishes. If you've got a new eggplant dish and I've never tried it before, I'd love to try it because trying new things is such an awesome experience and such an amazing part of life that if you miss out on it, I think at the end of your life, you end up having some regrets around it. This is all to say that entrepreneurship is a whole lot of adventure. It's a whole lot of things that you are not ready for, that you didn't ask for, and that's why I love it so much. My worst fear, my worst state of being is a state of boredom. Now, for some people, that's very different. And in fact, I just took a DISC assessment. If you've never done a DISC assessment, it might be really interesting to you. But basically, it tells you how much of these 4 different characteristics that you have. I think they label them as dominance, influence. C is for, I forget what the C is for, but it's for detail-oriented people. And then S for steadiness. And I have a very, very low S, meaning I do not want things to be normalized and steady. I would way rather them be incredibly overwhelming than I would for them to be normal and steady, which is why I love entrepreneurship. They are rarely ever in a place of steadiness. Mostly it's either overwhelming from lack of opportunity or overwhelming from too much opportunity. Now, I think overwhelming from too much opportunity tends to be the right place for me to exist in. For some people, though, they have a very different persona. They have a very different personality, very different DNA. And for them, steadiness and normalcy and not having things change might be their ideal state. But even for those people, I would challenge you guys to try new things and see what it's like when you find something new that you truly enjoy, and how valuable is that experience to you. Because for me, I'll try 100 things I don't like just to find that one new thing that I do like. And for me, that's a win. That's a very big win scenario, even with the 100 micro losses, so to speak. And discovering new things, not only about life, but about yourself and what things that you enjoy, I think is a way to expand upon who you are as a person. So I hope you guys have some fun plans, some fun adventures coming up for 2021. Despite whatever limitations there may be due to global pandemic, I think we all have the ability to choose adventure, to choose new things, to choose going out into the unknown. And then whether or not we're bringing back a good experience or a bad experience, we're bringing back value, because if we share it with other people, it's going to help us form relationships. It's going to help us reflect and gain perspective on our own lives. And that is certainly always valuable. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I really appreciate it. I'll be back on, let's see, tomorrow is Thursday. I will be back on tomorrow before heading to Las Vegas on Friday. Super excited for that. I will be streaming to you guys live from Las Vegas. I will try and remember to bring my tapestry so that the background is all nice and the same. I just got my new ring light in today. I got a portable ring light for my phone for my travels, and I'm just super reared up, excited to go, ready to finish my action initiatives for coming into 2021. And I hope you guys are doing the same. So have an amazing night. Feel free to reach out to me anytime on LinkedIn, Instagram, or directly to my email. My email is Mayan, my first name right here down in the corner, @championempire.net. Have an amazing night, you guys, and see you again tomorrow.